Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a search and rescue that's happening off the coast of Norway. We had another emergency happening in Portugal where an American passenger was left behind on the cruise ship. Speaking of being left behind, we have a teenager who apparently is much smarter than their parents. Our first story comes off the coast of Norway. It's a cruise on MSC Arabia, and it was sailing round trip from Germany when the alarms went out in the evening on Thursday saying that a passenger has gone overboard. The ship captain made an announcement saying that they are stopping and doing a search and rescue. The Coast Guard was notified, at least one helicopter and other boats were notified and were in the area searching. Reports have come in that there was somebody pulled from the water out there, and it has come in that the person has been rushed to hospital from there. However, it's not known the condition of that person yet. Fingers crossed that this is one of the good stories that we have out there, because only about 28% of people are ever pulled from the water who go overboard and get the medical attention that they need. So fingers crossed, but again, it's just one of those stories that we have to cover out here. But speaking of cover, we have an American passenger who was in Portugal, and they slipped. They slipped and fell on the cruise ship. Not saying where they are yet, where they slipped. Did they slip around the pool deck? Did they slip on stairs? That's very easy there's so many places that are very slippery on cruise ships, and a little bit of water mixed in with that can make it very dangerous. Well, a passenger was treated and had to be moved to hospital when they fell because they had a lot of injuries to their lower extremities, they said, which I just have to say, this is one of those reasons that, yes, make sure you have, what am I going to say? Travel insurance, right? I don't care if you have cancellation insurance. I don't care if you get your money back from your cruise, but have evacuation insurance and medical insurance to cover this kind of incident that happens. This person's hospital bills for a simple slipping and falling and injuring a lower part of your body could run into the thousands and thousands of dollars. And if they don't have insurance, you're on the hook for that. Plus, you may wait to get that medical attention that you need. Don't want that to happen. So another quick reminder that, yes, please always have insurance when you're traveling. We also were talking about Australia recently with P&O Cruise Lines canceling their, being absorbed into Carnival fleet. And I mentioned yesterday that people are wondering, hey, how much are we losing now in Australia? What is our cruise ship capacity? Well, they're losing in a matter of 2 years. They're losing almost 40% of the cruise ship capacity in that area. The big ones, of course, is going to be the loss of one ship from P&O. Now, Carnival is absorbing it, 2 of the ships out of the 3. And they, even if they keep them in Australia, they're still losing that one ship. Not to mention now we also have cruise lines like Virgin not going there anymore. We also had Royal Caribbean cut out the Quantum of the Seas, a passenger ship that holds 5,000 passengers. So they're going down from a total in 2023-2024 of over 40,000 passenger booths. That's how many cabins are available on any given week, to 28,000. That's 12,000 less on any given day that's available in Australia. That's how much it's hurting, and that's not even counting Virgin not being there and other cruise lines not going there as well. Even Princess Cruise Lines has 4 cruise ships normally there in 2023-24. In 25-26, they only have 2. And those are some big hits that are going to be coming to Australia. We'll have to see what's happening. A lot of people are calling out the infrastructure that's there right now, the high taxes that they're charging people, the passenger taxes to get off on the cruise ships, the cruise port prices, the prices for food, etc., to restock their cruises, and all the paperwork involved in going through it, and all the different individual ports that are causing, adding their own thing onto cruise ships. Oh, we need you to pay this, and we want you to pay this, and you're not allowed to do this, etc., that the cruise lines are just saying, yep, then it's not worth it. There's other places for us to go, and they're really looking at the government official way they're handling the cruise lines right now, and I imagine they're going to be working with CLIA, the Cruise Line International Association, to see if they can fix that problem as fast as possible. Next, I have a story about a teenager and their parents. And who is more responsible? I think it's actually, the teenager is actually more of an adult than the parents are. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the cruise line cancellations to the unfortunate stories of people going overboard, and the importance of having insurance when you're sailing, to the ships that are being canceled, to the ships that are coming online, to everything in cruising, I'll try and keep you as informed as I possibly can and make your next cruise just a little bit better, a little bit safer, and even save you some money in the meantime. I hope you'll join us. It doesn't cost anything, but it really does help the channel when you hit that subscribe button, leave a like and those comments, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, a teenager was on a cruise with their parents. Now, the story goes that the teenager was a little concerned when they were going on a cruise. This is their first cruise the parents have gone on, and it seems like the parents aren't real good at keeping schedules. They're a little flaky that way. They don't, they seem like those parents that, if a movie is going to start at 7 o'clock, they arrive at 7:10, 7:15. They're those parents that arrive late to the show. 7 o'clock start time is just in the theater, that kind of thing. Dinner time at 5 o'clock is your set schedule. 5:36 is fine, right? Those kind of people. You have a meeting with your doctor. Yeah, you show up 20 minutes late. It's okay. Those kind of parents. Well, apparently the teenager was a little worried about this, and they said, no, cruise ships are very strict. They will leave you behind, etc. They were out with their parents touring around in a port in the Caribbean, and lo and behold, the parents start doing those bargaining, right? They start negotiating and bargaining, and they're having a blast doing it. They really are enjoying this bartering back and forth, trying to get the lowest price they possibly can for things. And the teenager's going, it's time, the cruise ship, we got to get back. We got to get back. And the parents were like, yeah, whatever. And then she finally said, okay, I'm going back to the ship. I have to go, I'm going back to the ship. And the parents said, okay, go, we'll meet you there. We'll meet you there. Well, you can guess what happened. Boarding time came, parents weren't there. Off went the cruise ship, leaving the teenager on board behind. Then the parents get a hold of the teenager, and they're mad at the teenager. They're mad at the teenager for not having the ship wait for them. Because a teenager is the one responsible, right? The teenager is the responsible one and should have made sure that the parents, they were able to be late for the cruise ship and hold up the entire cruise ship. And the teenager says, hey, they have 3,900 and some people on board. They're not going to wait because you're shopping. And she said, I told you this on the, at the shore. I told you this before we even went on a cruise. And the parents ended up having to fly to the next destination to get on board at their own expense, of course, because this wasn't a medical thing. This wasn't an insurance thing. Even insurance saying, oh, interruption. I had trip interruption. No, the interruption was you didn't get back to the ship in time. That doesn't count. And no insurance in the world is going to cover you for that. But apparently they've been giving the teenager a little bit of grief and everybody else a little bit of grief on the ship because they didn't wait for them. Well, If you're that type of person that just cannot be on time for something, maybe cruising isn't for you, because for sure they will leave you behind. And I congratulate that teenager for being well aware of that situation. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you do? Do you think the parents are more the teenager and the teenagers more the parents in this situation? Because I certainly do. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.